welcome, Daniel. We have Daniel Bedingfield today. Thank you so much for coming today. It's your end of your UK tour.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Cool.
Mini tour, that's right. Yeah.
Just beginning to get back after 20 years.
Right, yes. So back to the start. How did you decide to start singing and in music?
Yeah, I didn't. I just started singing. I couldn't help it. Every day, all the time. I started when I was 9 years old.
Right.
Yeah, so every day.
Every day. Writing the song.
A concert a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you sort of ever think about, I want to be famous, I want to be famous, and there's something else in your expression?
I was very focused on becoming famous.
Manifesting.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to touch people's hearts.
Right.
To make them cry, make them grow.
Yeah.
Heal them. Heal myself. It's magic.
It is. It's a universal language. It's like art as well, have the healing powers.
Yeah.
And people can find the resonations with that music, really. I do feel like when I went to your concert this time, it's so touching. I think it's so engaging, honestly. You just be part of the audience, almost like kind of, it's more like a big geek.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Yeah. It's very powerful, actually, the music.
I always break down the barrier between us as humans.
Sure. Yeah. How do you find anything new this time when you want new albums and new sounds?
I think I'm very interested in what the 26 and younger people are like in London.
Right.
It's a new energy.
Right.
It's the same in China as well, and in different parts of the world. It's a different. I like them more than anyone else that I've met in the past.
Interesting.
There's a hope, and there's a kind of like a morality that isn't too preachy.
Yeah.
It's like there's a right and wrong in their soul for each person.
Would that remind yourself back 20 years ago? Because I know you had an extremely successful career 20 years ago. You know, you hit 4 top 1. Is that 4 sounds? Top 5. Oh my goodness. Incredible. You know, achieving successful in such early age with such shorten time, how do you deal with that success? And how does that feel?
Yeah, run away. I'm a New Zealander, so I don't believe in people thinking that they're amazing. Like, I think we're all amazing. You know? Yeah. But the whole fame thing just looks ridiculous to us.
Right.
And so we knock ourselves back down all the time and each other, just like, hey, everybody. Just the person, but also dream massive dreams, you know. But it's not even just humility; it's lack of posturing.
Posturing.
Yeah, like I'm so amazing.
Yeah, right. Being very stage stubborn.
Yeah.
Stuff. Stuff. Yes, and I mean, because also I know you had a horrible accident. Also, that's when you received the best Brit male solo.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the accident actually shifting your path?
Very much.
If that not happening, what do you think gonna happen?
I think I would have become a narcissist.
Wow.
Yeah. Narcissism starts in the early first 6 years. Yeah. And then it solidifies in around 23. 23.
Sure.
So I was on the path to just focused on me.
Indeed.
And it broke my neck. I think it just disrupted my brain entirely.
What was your, how can I say, how did that actually do? Does that make you have a deep thinking, review the life, and also we talk about meanings earlier, and leading purposeful life? Is that something really shifts you?
Also, I felt vulnerable. Yeah. More than I could have ever imagined. I should go die immediately. I also felt invulnerable, impossible to kill.
Right.
And everything right now feels very precious. This moment is possibly my last moment.
Oh my God. I'm sure we'll have many moments to come. But hopefully.
This might be it. It means I have to dig deep into this.
Yes.
And be as present with you.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Thank you.
It's very precious. Thank you.
I feel that. No, thank you. I feel very honored, honestly. So what did you do this last 20 years? I know you went on travel. You went to live in LA, quite a different environment.
Yeah. I've lived in like 6 or 7 different countries.
Oh, wow.
I learned
Where about
8 languages. Where did I go? I've lived in Jamaica. I've been in Switzerland, Israel. I've lived in so many. It's beautiful.
Wow.
New Zealand, Canada.
Sure.
And I just outgrew things. I did chickens and bees and fruit trees.
Oh, I heard you're down to farming.
Yeah.
Is that
Very much. I believe in something called agro-farming, which is where you have 7 or 5 layers of canopy. Sucks up all the sunlight, it lowers the temperature by 2 degrees and creates rain.
Sure.
You cut off all the branches to create soil.
Right.
I love all that.
Are you still doing this now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'd love to see it at some point.
It's a hangout
yes.
in Los Angeles.
I went there actually last April. It's really beautiful, actually, with all the mountains and the energy. It's very close to Malibu as well. And it's great for hikes. A quite interesting community down there as well.
I think it was much more interesting before the pandemic.
Right.
Now there's nothing interesting to me in Southern California.
Sure.
All I can feel is people's emptiness and brokenness, and they can't trust anyone anymore. And all my friends left, so it's time for me to find a new place to live.
Where do you think next?
I'd like to live between Tokyo and China.
Wonderful.
And down to New Zealand and then
the Pacific regions.
Visit the West.
Visit the West.
Visit America.
Right.
That would be nice. Because I like them. I just don't want to waste my heart in this chaos anymore.
Yeah. Maybe do you want to retreat back to New Zealand at some point?
It's boring. So boring.
Lots of nature, though.
So boring. We're not innovating. In New Zealand, there's only like 6 million of us, and 1 million of us are traveling right now. And those are the innovators. And the ones that choose to stay at home, they're not trying to like rethink their life much. They're just really happy. Yeah. So my friends are happy, satisfied. They love their life. Very simple life compared to the big city. Yeah. And I mean, what do you think you learned most valuable things during those 20 years? I learned how to live in my body, not just in my dreams. Not just in the future, not just in the past, and not just in the present. But the present is a wave between the past and the future. Yeah. You want to kind of have one foot planted in the future and one in the past and remain kind of present. The present is longer than just this moment. It's not a movement as well, right? In your body, the movement. Yes, it's a wave. The present is a wave, I think. Exactly. Is there any particular access or practice you're doing, like a meditation, or now you're doing yoga? So I like Daniel Siegel's mindfulness, East-West kind of mindfulness, body scanning. I like grounding. Right. But my grounding now is, I imagine that I'm on the planet, the whole planet. And I feel the whole planet under my feet, and I feel her gravity pulling me in, and I feel like hive mind with her. Do you do Qigong? I love Qigong. It's beautiful. So when I ground, I get this ground a few feet in the ground. Now I ground to the whole planet. Yes. And then you can ground, like Dalai Lama often does, to the whole universe. Sure. You can zone in. Any particular guru you visit? I'm anti-guru now, especially if they're male. Right. I'm not groupthink either. I'm collective. Right. We mentor each other. You're mentoring me now. I'm mentoring you. Help. I support. Information is available that wasn't available. You used to have to listen to a guru because that was the only way you could get it. So mentoring and accountability and community, tribal family structure. Sure. I think also everybody now step into their leadership roles and to do their best where the strengths to lead in different directions. So we're all leading together. Yes. And so it's very interesting in the ancient kind of Jewish tradition of prophecy. It was that the kings can't mentor prophets. Only the prophets can mentor prophets. If you're a visionary, you need other visionaries around you to help keep you grounded. Right. Right. Because I was reading your mother's foundation, Global Angels. I would love to know a little bit more what she's doing, and also she can tell you. Yes. Okay. She mentioned about she actually homeschooling for children. Yeah. And how long is that ago? How does that change your guys' actually perception to the world? I never became part of any religious or educational institution. Yeah. I learned from many things. Yeah. And I was taught to witness with the force of divine whatever. To have that witness on my own intuition and to learn to dance with destiny and fate and God.
Yes.
And so I was free. It's very easy for me to think about new concepts and to create new solutions in my head because I wasn't formally schooled. Unfortunately, I didn't learn to fit in with society very well.
How do you have autism?
Yeah. So it could be the autism, it could be that my parents are just very unique as well. It could be that I was homeschooled. But for whatever reason, I'm much more comfortable with people who are problem solvers and people with massive pattern recognition and huge data sets. I don't know.
Sure. Is that part of you feel like the healing journey you want to do for yourself as well? Because you mentioned about the healings, the music can heal yourself and also the others. And do you feel like maybe also healing the things from the past?
I think the most healing thing that has ever experienced is community.
Right.
When I used to have community with just very awesome people, and that didn't heal me at all. Once I started healing with people who they were breaking themselves out of the matrix. And they didn't just become conspiracy theorists either, Fox or CNN.
Yeah.
They didn't just become wackos. They were on their personal journey with an enormous amount of reverence and devotion to their own discovery.
Yeah.
When I became friends with them. And the sad thing is that they had to be smart too. Because I was taught to love everybody. I didn't value intelligence enough.
Yeah.
And so for me, having intelligent friends who are having thought for their own selves has been the most healing experience of my life. Really.
Wow, cool.
Because we're talking, okay, I was going through this. What were you going through? Oh, I kind of understand that. And I was going through that too. And have you thought about this? Have you thought about this book? Like I was doing this thing. That's how I heal. More than personal development.
So knowledge and the wisdom.
And the constant talking back and forth. And lifestyle of discussing wisdom.
So it's also like kind of engaging with others, discussing, the experience, make you feel the compassion probably to yourself and the others towards too.
Yeah. But also feeling connected, feeling part of a group is something that Western people often don't have access to. They feel very isolated. Yeah,
I was, on a discussion with the drummer Vicky actually last week. We're talking about actually that's different between the East and the West society, the East and West culture. Because in the Eastern culture, that's where I grew up from, with Confucius, right? The Taoism philosophy. It is very much about, space with the family and the community and the national. If you do not have very solid base, it's very difficult how, the society going to function in the bigger term, actually. Yes. And also, it is actually so important for individual to heal that, individual, traumas or family traumas actually going forward. Yeah.
So, I would say that community is healing family trauma, but generations back, 7, 10,
so
15,
much.
whatever. And as I heal it in my life, I can heal it moving forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is your transition? From one career to the others, because obviously have very successful musical careers, and then to do writing for the others, and then
I never did that as a job. So I went from trying to become a pop star to doing it, and now I'm a tech founder.
What's the technology you use?
So it's an app that helps people create music videos, short ones like TikTok length, for the catchy parts of artists' songs. And when they blow up, become viral, then they own a piece of the song.
So they have the right, basically.
They have part of the rights.
What's the name of the app?
It's called Hooks. It's not out yet.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, we're still in startup.
We'll have to watch it out. For your music, I think you're gonna release another new album soon.
Yeah, I'm working on it now.
And what's your inspirations for this new album compared to the past inspiration for the old album?
The music I love is back. People like the soul and drum and bass and garage again.
Right.
And so I'm just going to make what I feel. But it's what people like again.
Yeah.
20 years, it's like a
cycle. Exactly. Can't wait.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So what do you think of this new psychedelic movement and how people will be using in the therapy term? Will be helpful?
Yeah. So it's really massive in the States now to use psilocybin or ketamine or even MDMA in a therapy setting, which is safe. Now, there's a huge difference between England and Europe in the way they use drugs and the way they use it in California.
Yeah.
I've never done drugs until I was 30 at all. And I still would never do them really in the European way that I see them used. They're used for escape. They're used for just fun, and then you forget it the next day and you move on. In California, there's so much intentional use of healing, like specifically for healing with healing containers, people that are all absolutely in agreement about what can and can't happen, and they're making sure that each other don't get addicted or don't go crazy, and they're there for support. So there's many, many years since the 60s of practice there.
Yes.
So in those settings, I think that 5-MeO-DMT, psilocybin, microdosing that, and those things can be exceptionally helpful. That said, in the last 5 years, I've seen a lot of people quit doing ketamine. They found it measurably helpful at the beginning, but then at some point they say, "Oh man, I got to stop doing this." So it's a conversation. But personally, I've been transformed in a matter of hours in those settings, in the things that would have taken me 20 years of therapy, and I still wouldn't be, sorted out.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Also, I think before probably psychedelic is so important to do the groundwork beforehand. I mean, necessary, healings, protections.
Yeah.
I think
not just healings, but also some key concepts for how healing works.
Right.
Like I would say again, Daniel Siegel, Mindsight is a really important book.
Right.
To learn about integration, East-West integration. And then microdosing, and then slowly try doses. But it's really set and setting. It's who you're doing it with. And then people that are very sensitive often say, I would never do those things. I think I'd go crazy. I'm crazy enough already. Yeah. But it's about, these are medicines. If you approach them as medicines and not drugs, then they're a very different issue.
Absolutely. I was in Amazon last year. It's more like a channeling kind of messenger experience, confirming what I'm doing is right, asking the purpose, how we're connecting with a higher consciousness, that sort of things, which quite refreshing. Yeah.
So one thing I'm scared of is the Illuminati culture.
Oh, what is that like?
It's people who identify as spiritual healers.
Oh, okay.
That's all the money they make. They wear these huge hats. They've got all these same outfits. And
commercial as well.
Very commercial. And spirituality becoming commercial is very dangerous. So,
I agree.
So
it's going to be really harm to people as well.
And I don't know anyone in that community that seems spiritually healthy to me.
Right.
So if you are healing, you can take money for it. That's not the point. If it's your identity that I make money from spirituality, then we have a problem.
Because the intention was really wrong.
Yeah.
It's not the right intention to helping people. It's actually commercial comes from the materialism, point of view.
It's the same problem that happens in the NGO space. Most NGOs, the leaders of NGOs I know are coming from, I feel terrible. If I don't do good things, I'm a bad person. So I have to become a good person, and a good person saves the world, saves children, saves the rainforest. And now I'm good. But if I stop doing it, I'm bad again. And there's a lack of self-love and self-acceptance and self-value.
They seem to be prove themselves, isn't it?
Which I think is a very good step. Better step than being about, just living a terrible life. Yeah. But I think it's the early step to that. And there's something beyond that. I know that I've done that for many years. And I don't want to do that anymore.
Interesting. And how's your sister doing, Natasha?
She's good. Yeah, so Natasha, at the time of this interview, it just had 12 million views on TikTok this week.
Wow.
It's blowing
Bless
up.
her.
She's awesome.
Yes.
She's here in London right now. She's lovely.
Does she live in the US as well?
She lives on the East Coast,
East Coast.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning to do a song together at any point, you think, or collaborations?
So I think our siblingness is more important than music. And we very rarely mix music because music is about taste.
Sure.
And you don't really want to make comments about your siblings' music, positive or negative too much. You just want to go, that was great, come on.
Yes.
Because
support each other.
We're both really critical musicians, So we're very careful. We don't work together much.
Interesting. Back to your the heat. gotta get through. Do you feel like that kind of the reason of urgency or something really resonate to the audience?
Yeah, I think.
Has that really got hit?
Yeah, in the pandemic, we all had mental breakdowns. Everyone's just terrible. And we don't feel the same after COVID or the shot. Everyone feels weak and it's hard to care about everything, and everyone's abandoned by each other, especially in the West, and it was painful for a lot of people.
How do you find your purpose? Because I know you've been probably do some soul searching, after your success, and also, visiting so many countries, learn a language, different culture, something emerge from those experiences.
Yeah, so the biosphere is suffering. Even if you're a climate change denier, the animals are still dying. The seas are still being destroyed. We are still killing the rainforests. Whether the air is heating or not, I mean, I think, honestly, climate change deniers look ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
But, I even have a bunch of friends who are. But the fact that whether you're talking about the temperature or not, we are killing this planet.
Yeah.
So that's where all my purpose is. How to get people together to solve the problems that humanity is causing.
Sure.
Overpopulation and food. The quality of the food that comes from those farms is so bad for me. It tastes like plastic. I feel sick. All I know is that those factory farms meat and all factory farm vegetables, the soil here in England is so incredible in New Zealand, but in California and around there, it just feels really dry. And so I think I focused mainly on bringing people together who love solutions, and then the climate issues.
Okay. Best of luck. We're waiting for your new apps and also new albums coming up, and maybe more touring.
A lot of touring this year.
Great. Where's next?
I don't know. I just got 13 new invitations yesterday after the show.
Wow. Yeah, that was amazing show.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's absolutely great. Thank you so much.